Rescue me from this nightmare, or I might just destroy everything.
Besties, imagine being in your mid-30s, finally building your own life away from royal scandal, only for your mother to turn up and basically say, "Rescue me from this nightmare, or I might just destroy everything." That's the position Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie are apparently in right now.
4 months after Sarah Ferguson left the UK following the latest drama surrounding her ex-husband Andrew, she was spotted living it up at a £2,000-a-night ski resort in the Austrian mountains. Then she basically vanished again.
But last weekend, Beatrice and Eugenie made the 3-hour journey from Vienna to see their mother in what's being described as an incredibly emotional reunion. And according to sources, Sarah didn't hold back. She's desperate, the money is running out, the credit cards are maxed. Andrew hasn't been able to get any extra help from King Charles, and now she's putting massive pressure on her daughters to save her. The problem? Helping their mother too much could cost Beatrice and Eugenie their royal titles and their place in the family.
Hi besties, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the latest royal drama surrounding Sarah Ferguson and the impossible situation she's apparently created for her 2 daughters.
It's now been 8 months since Sarah and Andrew were stripped of their royal titles and evicted from Royal Lodge in October last year. Then in February, Andrew was arrested under suspicion of misconduct in public office allegations he denies. While there's been zero evidence of any wrongdoing by Beatrice or Eugenie, the sisters have still been dragged into the storm. There have been public calls for them to be stripped of their titles too, especially after a financial audit revealed they've been renting palace properties at peppercorn rates despite not being working royals. One royal observer even called the younger Yorks a rot at the heart of the monarchy. And now, on top of all that pressure, their mother is apparently begging them for help.
The Austria reunion and Sarah's desperation. After being photographed outside her luxury chalet in Austria on April 16th, Sarah hasn't been seen since.
But Beatrice and Eugenie were spotted at a wedding in Vienna last weekend and reportedly made the trip to Salzburg to see their mom. Sources say it was an incredibly emotional meeting. Sarah didn't try to hide how bad things have become. An insider told us, "Beatrice and Eugenie are in an absolutely terrible position because at the end of the day, and for all her faults and flaws, Sarah is still their mother and they love her and worry about her." When they saw her in Austria, it was incredibly emotional. Sarah didn't even try to hide how desperate the situation has become. The money's running out, the credit cards are at the limit, and so far Andrew has had no luck securing any sort of extra help from Charles for her. It's no wonder Sarah's convinced the girls are the only ones she can turn to. She's putting a lot of pressure on them to rescue her from this nightmare. 8 months after losing their home and titles, Sarah is now reportedly pleading with her daughters to help her out of what she's calling a nightmare situation.
The impossible dilemma for Beatrice and Eugenie. Here's where it gets really complicated. According to the source, Beatrice and Eugenie's husbands, Eduardo Mapelli-Mosey and Jack Brooksbank, are extremely uncomfortable with the idea of getting more involved in Sarah and Andrew's problems.
They're not keen on opening up their homes or inviting more scandal. But even more worrying for the sisters is the risk to their own royal status. The insider explains, "The problem is that Beatrice and Eugenie are at a loss as to what they can realistically do. Their husbands are extremely uncomfortable about becoming more involved in Sarah and Andrew's problems and certainly aren't keen on the idea of opening up their homes. What makes it even harder is that the girls are painfully aware of how delicate their position already is within the royal family. They don't want to alienate themselves from the family and risk getting the boot themselves, but they also can't bear the idea of abandoning their mother when she needs them most. It's a lose-lose situation. They're already walking a tightrope. Any perception that they're colluding with their parents could be the final straw."
The £2 million tell-all threat. And then there's the biggest threat of all. It's been widely reported that Sarah has already been approaching publishers about a potential royal tell-all, allegedly looking for a deal worth around £2 million.
A previous source said Sarah wanted to meet King Charles to discuss a financial settlement so she could set herself up elsewhere. That meeting apparently never happened. Now the fear is that if Beatrice and Eugenie don't help her enough, Sarah might go ahead and write the explosive memoir anyway, and throw the entire royal family under the bus. The insider puts it bluntly, if they totally turn their backs on their mother, the odds of her totally blowing everything up are exponentially higher. Sarah isn't going to come out and say it, but the more they help her out, the less likely she is to go ahead with her dreaded tell-all. That's the hard truth of this. If she does write her memoir and throws the royal family under the bus the way she's been threatening, it will have a huge blowback effect on Beatrice and Eugenie and their standing within the family. It's hard to imagine it wouldn't be the absolute end for them. They're already teetering on being exiled along with their parents, so it's an incredibly delicate situation. There's another layer to this that makes everything even more difficult. Sarah has long had a reputation for enjoying a very lavish lifestyle. Without Andrew's status and financial support, sources say she may struggle to control her spending, meaning any help from Beatrice and Eugenie might only be a short-term fix. The insider warns, Sarah is not exactly known for being frugal. A lot of people are warning the girls that once they start helping her out, they will never see the end of it because she burns through money like you wouldn't believe. For pretty much her entire adult life, Sarah has had Andrew supporting her, so she never learned to budget or control her spending. Even after they divorced, she relied on him to save the day, and that simply isn't going to happen this time around. The reality is she's wholly unprepared to fend for herself, which is a frightening position for her to be in. So the sisters aren't just being asked for one-off help. They could be signing up for years of financial and emotional support while risking their own place in the royal family.
Let's not forget the wider context here. Even though Beatrice and Eugenie have never been accused of any wrongdoing, the shadow of their parents' friendship with Jeffrey Epstein still hangs over them. There have been repeated calls for them to speak out or even lose their titles.
They attended Peter Philip's wedding in the Cotswolds recently, the first time they've been seen so publicly with the wider royal family since Christmas. But that doesn't mean the pressure has gone away. One wrong move with their mother could be used against them. Besties, this is such a painful situation for Beatrice and Eugenie. On one hand, Sarah is their mother. They love her. They're worried about her. She raised them. And right now, she's in a genuinely desperate position, evicted, titleless, and apparently running out of money fast. On the other hand, they've spent years trying to stay on the right side of the royal family and build their own lives. Any perception that they're prioritizing their scandal-hit parents over the monarchy could finish them. And Sarah knows this. Whether she's doing it consciously or not, the threat of the tell-all book is hanging over everything like a dark cloud. It's emotional blackmail dressed up as maternal desperation. So what can Beatrice and Eugenie actually do? Some royal watchers believe the only real solution is for King Charles to step in with some kind of financial arrangement for Sarah to take the pressure off the daughters. But so far, that doesn't seem to be happening. Others say the sisters need to set very clear boundaries and perhaps help their mother in limited structured ways, like short-term support while she gets back on her feet, rather than open-ended rescue. But with Sarah's history and the tell-all threat looming, it's incredibly difficult to know where to draw the line. At the end of the day, Beatrice and Eugenie are stuck between their love for their mother and the very real risk of losing everything they've tried to protect. Sarah Ferguson has always been a complicated figure in the royal story, charismatic, flawed, and often her own worst enemy. But right now, the pressure she's apparently putting on her daughters could have consequences that last for years. If she does write that memoir and it damages the monarchy further, Beatrice and Eugenie could pay the heaviest price even though they've done nothing wrong. It's a heartbreaking position to be in. What do you think, besties? Should Beatrice and Eugenie help their mother financially, or is the risk to their own royal status too high? Do you think Sarah will actually write the tell-all if they don't step in? And should King Charles be doing more to help here? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I always read every single one. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest royal drama, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more long-form royal family coverage. I've linked a playlist in the description with all my previous videos on Sarah, Andrew, Beatrice, and Eugenie if you want to catch up. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.